Why are we becoming invisible after 50? And especially in our 60s? And especially if you're a woman?
She wakes up tired, but she tries again. Carries the weight, she won't let him in. Mirror don't show what she's fighting through. Just someone holding it all for you. Every crack begins to show.
Hello ladies, and welcome to Rock Your Decade. My name's Loretta, and on this channel I hope to be a source of encouragement and inspiration to ladies who are in their 50s, 60s, 70s and beyond on how to navigate life as it is now, because trust and believe it has changed to when our mothers and our grandparents were going through. Okay, today's kind of topic that we're looking at is, why are we feeling invisible? Especially women of a certain age. And what can we do about it? I got you. I've got some tips below, and let's start the discussion. Okay, so I think the number one reason why we might feel invisible is because of misrepresentation in the media. I mean, you look at the news itself, and we found that women who are in their 60s especially are no longer needed. They are able to do their job, they are capable, and they have representation. Because really, who's watching the news? Who's really watching the news? It is the Gen Xers that are really watching the news for news sake. Okay, but we find that women who are 50 and 60, we can't see them on the news anymore. But the men, we see men in their 60s, no problem whatsoever. They have representation. We don't. And so that's the reason why, we are becoming invisible as a group even. And then we look onto social media. Where are we on social media? Advertisements. Where are we? Yes, we are there when it's to, we want to sell a bed for, people who can't sleep well or something like that. Yeah, we know we're represented there. But when even in clothing, sometimes the clothing for 50, 60-year-olds is just not it. I mean, I'm wearing something today. This is how, I love off the shoulder, always have done. And it's something I like to wear. Now, I know that a lot of 60-year-old women don't like to show their arms and stuff. And that's fine. Sometimes I cover up my arms. But I find that sometimes I don't see representation in what I want to wear. I don't want to wear polyester, floral, wide tent t-shirts. I don't want to wear that kind of stuff. I don't want to wear shoes that don't represent me. I'll try and put some pictures. I don't want to wear that kind of clothing. And so I find that as I age, I find that I can't find the things that, and I know there are many of us who are like me as well. I mean, it's okay if you're the kind of 60-year-old that doesn't want to be seen and doesn't want to wear, wants to be comfortable all the time. There's nothing wrong in being comfortable. I love being comfortable. This is comfortable. It's not restricting me in any way. My trousers are wide-legged. I feel good. But I like what I like, and I like to be able to find that in shops for women of my age, and that there's nothing wrong with that. That's fair enough as well. So I find that social media as well, we're not seen. We find younger women always, a 30-year-old, a 24-year-old who is selling neck cream. Usually at that age, a 24-year-old's neck is in good condition. Usually it's when they become menopausal and the aging process comes in at 50, 60 that we begin to see, lines and some sagging. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm pro-age all the way. But again, misrepresentation. And so we find that we're not, we look at things, we look in books, we look in magazines, we look on social media, we look on the television, and we can't see anyone that looks like us or that even represents our age. Another reason why we become invisible is when we become invisible to ourselves. We look in the mirror, especially when you're over 50 and you're going through your postmenopause, you're going to 60. I'm 61, and so I was premenopausal at the age of 40, and so you can imagine I've been going through it for about 20 good years at the moment. And I've noticed that, yes, my jawline is drooping, dropping, whatever, fuller, you name it. I have more wrinkles. My skin is not as luminous as it was before. My hair this is a weave in itself, and I'm okay with it. I'm growing my hair underneath my weave, and I hope to, once it's fuller in the front. I don't really want to come on social media with bald patches. I just don't. And so I use weaves and things like that. The hair is growing, and so yes, I'm looking forward to the day that I would be able to come on here. But that would be an issue even if I was 20. It's not because I'm 60 that I'm hiding it. I'm not actually hiding it. I'm growing it, and I'm growing my hair, and I'm okay with that. And a lot of women that I know that are in their 60s have lovely full hair. Sometimes the menopause comes and it totally strips our hair away. And even when we age, I think the grey also is more coarse. It's not as as soft and as flexible as our normal colour, or should I say, as our natural colour. And so we have those things to deal with. And I think alongside that, we have loneliness as well. A lot of women in their 60s are maybe they might be alone for so many reasons. It could be that children have moved to different countries, are working abroad. It could be that their spouse has moved on or deceased. It could be that they've had an illness, and the illness has not allowed them to be out and about as they were. And so all these things make us invisible even to ourselves. But what can we do about it? I've got some points. Well, how can we help ourselves? How can we remain visible? Okay, how can we still be a part of what is going on? Well, the first thing I've noticed is that a lot of us, when we age, our posture changes. And I see a lot of women who are even in their 50s that are tending to slouch a lot. Their posture, they're looking down. And then when they get to 60, I think people tend to feel, well, I'm not being seen anyway, so I might as well just, put my face down and not be seen. And I think that definitely adds to the aging process. And I think people are more likely to walk past you if you are, and I'm not talking of that if your posture is due to illness, because I remember when I had muscle atrophy due to being in a coma, and so I was bent like that, and I had to have physiotherapy to get myself back up, and the whole thing. I intend to talk about it on another video. But what I can say is that if we're looking down all the time, we don't want to be seen, we're looking as if we're not a part of society, community, then that is what will happen. And so I would say, how about we correct our posture? How about we look on YouTube and find those videos, short videos that give us those exercises, kind of like physio, that we can use to correct our posture and stand up and be a part of what's going on. If that is what you want, of course. If you want to be a part of what's going on, then yes, we as long as we are, able to. I'm not talking as if you're bent, and I'm not talking of that. I'm talking if you are able to stand straight, but you've got so used to bending. How about we look into physio and to exercises to get us to stand tall again? Okay, that's number one. Also, I will talk about our vital statistics, and that is what's going on the inside. I'm not talking of bra size here. I'm talking about what's going on the inside. What is what are your figures like? what's your, liver, what's your, diabetes, your blood work, all those kind of things. We need to look into them. I looked into my, the bones because, I've been going through menopause for a long time, and I wanted to see, my bone structure. And so I did that. Cholesterol as well, hypertension, blood pressure, all the things. A friend of mine she went to go and see a doctor a while ago, and they did a really good test that I've never heard of it. I can't think of the name right now, but the test actually showed that her body was going through stress. And so that was something she could look into. Where was the stress coming from? How could she alleviate it? And things like that, so that she could have a better lifestyle. So there we go on that one. Also, engaging in community. So important. Be a part of your community. Is it church? Is it work? Not everybody who's over 60, and I'm 61. Not everybody who's over 60 wants to retire. Some people still want to be a part, and some people have retired but still want to be a part of the community. I would say yes, be a part of your community. Is it your church? Is it your mosque? Is it your community center? Is it your, the gardens somewhere? Is it online? Is it in person? There are lots of dance groups, letter groups. I want to join. I used to do calligraphy. When I was in my younger days, as in secondary school, and I won a lot of prizes, and I want to start that again. So yes, get involved in your community. If you're unable to go out, you can join online. Safe ones at the council. Go into the council and look at those groups that are doing things online, and you can be a part of that as well. Another one is engaging with it. Another one is engaging with like-minded individuals. In the last 6 months online, I have been a part of groups that I feel represent things that I like, interests that I like. I love travel. I like to go out. I like to discuss issues that are important to me. And I found in particular one group that I joined about a month and a half ago, and I'm enjoying it. They talk about all things from menopause to loneliness to divorce to not living with adult children, to you name it, they do it. And they also do groups, visits, vacations abroad. And I want to be a part of that, and so I've joined that group. Yes, so there are ways to be visible, even now. Volunteering. You can volunteer. You have skills. You have experience. There is no way you have reached the age of 50 and above without having the experience and knowledge and wisdom that other people need. People your own age and the younger generation as well. You can go into schools and do reading. You can go into schools and say you were a seamstress before, and you'd like to show younger generation how to sew, how to work with a machine, how to paint, how to draw, how to cook, even how to look after your clothes. So many important things. You are not invisible unless you want to be. There are ways you can become seen again. Okay? I've also spoken about hobbies, and these can be done online and in person. Again, I'm trying to find a group, and I found one actually. It's just, I've just got a lot on at the moment, but I found a group that does crochet once a month. And I've decided that I want to be part of that group. I'm not able to join at the moment, but I'm aware of the group. They run once a month. First Saturday or Sunday, first Sunday of the month, once a month. And I intend to join maybe in a few months' time. But that's something I've written down and I intend to be a part of. And obviously, through doing the things that I enjoy or want to learn, I become friends with people who are also going to be there as well. So be a part of your community, learn things, have ways of being, should I say, and I use this word loosely, being useful. It's not that you're useless, but your knowledge and your wisdom is so useful. Don't hide it. Don't hide it. Don't put it away. Now's not the time to put it away. Now's the time to allow other people to gain from it. And then the next thing I would say is update your skills. So important. You've got skills already, but you can update them. There's so much going on now, and what you knew of before is not the thing. But you can transfer those skills. You have transferable skills. So don't be afraid to upskill, because therein lies visibility. One thing I would say not to do, and that's not to put yourself down, number one, and not to talk about how it was in the olden days. Yes, talk about how you did it in the olden days in terms of your wisdom, but move it forward. Don't be saying, oh no, that we don't need to do it like that. It was better how we did it in the 70s. No, it's not better how we did it in the 70s. And even how we did it in the 70s, it's no longer viable. We don't have those machines anymore. We're now doing it the way we're doing it now. The machines have updated. Nobody's using a fridge for 30, 40 years anymore. The fridges are breaking down. You're lucky if you can use a fridge for 10 years now. Very lucky. A washing machine maybe for 3 years, maximum 5. And so we're not doing it. We're not doing things the way we did them before. We're doing them in a different way. We've got AI now to contend with. And AI is not taking over our jobs, it's not taking over things. What it is that people who have an understanding of AI will then be able to use it for the things they need to use it for. So if you know a skill, then you learn AI alongside the skill, then you've actually updated yourself. And another thing not to do is to complain all the time. There's nothing wrong in complaining and saying, showing some disinterest in what's going on. It happens all the time. I do it sometimes. However, to continually do it so that when you're interacting with the younger generation especially, all you're doing is complaining about what's going on right now and how good the time was before. And no one wants to be around that person. Even I don't want to be around a person who is constantly complaining. Oh, what about this? Yeah, but no, it's not. Things are not the same as they were before, and they were much better. And I don't know why we had to change, because we had to move with the times. And so those are my points on how to remain visible. Okay, and look into these things, because we are part of the generation that we should be seen. There's no reason why we shouldn't, and we should see representation. So when I see you being you at my age, or younger than my age, or older than me, then I can find representation. I can say, yes, I'm still valuable. I'm still needed, because we are valuable and we are needed. Even right now, we're needed to the younger generation, and we are needed even to ourselves. And so, look into these things. And while you're doing it, don't forget to rock your decade, because that is what it's all about. I'll see you on the next one.